Okay, this is going to be a super informative section. We've got some great guys here, Allstate here, along with Lanier Roofing, to really help us determine if you need to file any claims for storm damage, because it can get a little bit tricky. We've got Tyler Simpson, who you see all the time, and then Doug Keel with Lanier Roofing. So thank you for joining us.
Good to see you.
Appreciate y'all having us. Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so there are some steps that you need to follow, I guess, when it comes to filing claims for roof damage.
Absolutely. Well, it's that time of year. The weather's warming up. The storms are coming.
Right.
And unfortunately, people are going to start knocking on your door, saying they need to look at your roof, and that you need to file a claim. And so we'd like to go through what those steps are to make that happen. If you do have damage, we definitely want to get it fixed. We're here to help, but there's some steps that you need to follow in order to make that happen.
Yeah, so let's start with like the hail damage. It's a big hailstorm last night. How do we reach out to you guys to come have you look at our roof, or how do we know when we are in need of that
Yeah,
repair?
that's right. You know, so we're established here in Greenville, so when a hailstorm happens, our phones are going to ring. And so we don't go around knocking on door to door to try to find business. We already got a bunch of people we need to see that have called us. And I used to be an adjuster. I used to do on the insurance side of the business determine if there were hail damage. So I'm feel pretty confident being able to get up there and tell someone whether they need to file a claim or not. And the problem arises with a lot of the more predatory roofing and knocking on door to door and canvassing in areas. They're going to tell everybody they need to file a claim because they just want to see what kind of returns they get on that, and they don't care if someone files a claim that's not
So
meritorious.
first of all, be aware that people are going to be using those predatory nature to kind of get people to all do it at the same time.
Yeah.
That's
Kind of
right, and I
increase
think
business.
Tyler was going to talk about that. He's had some customers where they'll make them sign something even
Yes.
before they even look at it, and we don't have any forms that you need to sign or any commitments that you need to make to us. We just want to give you our honest opinion.
So
Because
beware.
here's how it gets tricky too, Tyler. Sometimes, like, you don't realize you have storm damage until one day you're like, is that leaking?
that leaking?
Is there
Right.
something coming? And then,
Right.
you come up. So it's like the chicken or the egg. Do I call Doug first and say, hey, can Lanier come out? Or do I call my insurance guys, hey, I think I have some issues? How does that go?
You're going to want to call Lanier first. Call
Okay.
a professional out there. Have them come. If you've had a storm, they'll come out and look at your roof. They have no problem with that, doing that and getting you on their schedule. Let them come out and assess the situation. If they deem there's hail damage, they'll call us. We file the claims in-house. Our agency does. So we'll get the claim filed for you. We'll get that started and let the adjuster come out and meet with them, and they can go up and assess and show the adjuster where they see the hail damage and what needs to be fixed. Absolutely.
And what does that timeline look like? Should I be doing it like directly after the storm? If I wait too long, does that impact the claim at all?
It doesn't impact the claim.
Okay.
So, I mean, obviously, if they're busy and it takes them a week to get out there, and the roof is not leaking, that's not a huge concern for us. You know, we don't put a time frame on when you have to file the claim. We just want to make sure that if we do file the claim, you in fact do have hail damage, and we know how that needs to get fixed.
Really important. And I love that question about like, who do I call first? Because
First,
people
yeah.
probably like, do I call make the claim first, or do I call to get it repaired first? So it's a good question.
And like you said, when it comes to contracts and signing something,
Right.
once you sign something, it's real hard to get out of that.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes. No, you want to make sure you know what you're signing. You really don't need to sign anything. They'll say they need you to sign something to give them permission to get on the roof. That's not true. You don't need to sign a contract saying if they file hail or find hail damage, you're required to use them, because you need to do your homework on that company. You want to use somebody local in the area who has a good reputation, has been around. And then if there's a problem later, they can go back. They've been on your roof. They know how to
They
fix
know
it.
what
Yeah,
they
it's
So that's why these relationships are so important. I'm sure you guys are.
It's a big job, you know, and so you think about something to put over maybe your most valuable investment, your home, and it's going to be there 20 or 30 years trying to keep that home protected, and just to say, well, I'll go with this company that knocked on my door, you know.
Be smart, y'all.
Yeah, and you know, you don't see electricians or plumbers or painters, and if you saw those trades going around knocking on your door, you'd be a little suspect. So
Doug,
it's just
before we
something to
let
think
you
about.
go, how often should you be having someone like y'all coming out and checking your roofs and looking? Because if you don't, sometimes things happen.
Yeah, problems can sneak up on you. I think if it's a newer roof, you're fine with like 5-year timelines
Okay.
for an inspection. If your roof is starting to age out a little bit, maybe a little less than that, a couple 3 years, get it checked out.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you guys so much for all this
Appreciate
expertise. They can always call you guys. You're off of Pelham Road.
We're off of that Pelham 85 at that interchange in the East Park Office Park. So we're local, we're easy to get to, and we'll be glad to help in any way.
Awesome.
And
Thank you so
Lanier
much.
Roofing, they've been around a long time, good people, so.
Thank you, guys.
call them up.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Appreciate
Good
it.
job.